What's going on? Brandon Epstein here. Thank you for making your way to this series where I'm going to walk you through the playbook in my book, The Success Code. So if you read the book, Program to Fail, Success Code, it's essentially the same book. I just upgraded a little bit, did some rebranding. Essentially, it's the same story, same playbook with some upgrades. And so either way, whether you read Program to Fail or The Success Code, and now you're ready to go deeper with me, that's what we're about to do here in this series, because not everyone can work with me one-to-one. I'm only one man, but I can make this series for you guys, and so you can have a little bit of access of what it would be like working with me through this series. So here we go. And if you don't already have a copy of this book, The Success Code, I'll link it in the description below. But here we are. If you just read the story, then you arrived in part 2, the playbook. And video by video, we're gonna go through this together. So in training 1, you're gonna set your intention and your baseline. So think about this as a season of work that you're gonna do, all right? Over the next 3 to 6 months, I want you to imagine that if there was an ideal outcome you could create in your life, I want you to envision it right now. Whatever that is for you. You can close your eyes, you can take a few deep breaths. Beyond just the surface level, what you think you might want, I want you to go a little bit deeper right now. And I want you to identify, what is the one outcome in my life that would have the greatest impact across my life holistically? That's where you want to go. All right, so if you need to pause the video and think a little deeper into that, it's fine, but set your intention, because what's important is that our subconscious mind always has a GPS coordinate to go towards. When we feel unclear, we don't know what we're working towards, it can be really hard to create results because the subconscious is constantly trying to fuel your life with the experiences and the ideals and the inspiration to create an outcome. If you're unclear on that, it's hard to navigate towards something that's unclear. So you can always change this as you go on, but over the next 3 to 6 months, let's choose a season, whether it's your physical health, your mental, emotional well-being, something in your career, something in your finances, in your relationships, whatever area you feel like your life needs some more support or you want to level up, set the intention now. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to start to set a baseline for what it feels like to be you right now. So this is exactly what I do with my one-to-one clients when we get started. If you'd like, you can open up a note page and you can kind of go through with me step by step here. It all starts with the question, how does it feel to be me right now? So I want you to close your eyes, ask yourself that question, take a deep breath in. On your exhale, let your shoulders drop and relax away from your ears. Allow your face to soften, your jaw to relax, and allow yourself just to arrive physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And if your mind is starting to go all over the place, I want you to keep your eyes closed, and I want you to imagine you can just place each one of these thoughts onto a cloud and just watch it slowly make its way across the sky of your life. It'll probably come back later, but we're just gonna acknowledge it, set it free right now, and come down into the feeling. And if 1 is the worst you could imagine feeling, 10 is a feeling of complete wholeness in the present moment, how would it feel to be you right now? Don't think about it, just feel into it. And from 1 the worst, 10 the best. 1 is like you don't even want to live anymore. 10 is complete wholeness. You don't want to go anywhere else. It's all here. From 1 to 10, where you at? Write that down. And then I want you to ask yourself, what are the feelings that get me here today? Whether you're at a 1, a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever that number is, I want you to ask yourself, what am I feeling in my body right now that brings me here? And also notice, do you feel safe to actually connect with your feelings? This is oftentimes a muscle we have to build. In modern society, we're very much in our head, ruminating on our conscious thoughts. So you might have to sink down a little deeper to find that safety, that vulnerability, and actually being able to connect to the feeling, not the story of the feeling. Not, well, this is going good, so I feel this way, or this is going bad, so I'm feeling this way, but rather just the feeling. So if you're feeling peaceful, anxious, happy, angry, whatever it is, there's no bad emotions. Just feel it, document it. And now I want you to close your eyes again once you've documented it. And I want you to give yourself a score. We're going to set a baseline here. This is how it's going to work. You're going to score each of the major areas of your life. So again, we need clarity within our subconscious to know where we're going, but we first have to identify where we are when we're starting this journey, because what we're going to do is we're going to close the gap Wherever you are right now, we're gonna identify where you are, where you wanna go, and we're gonna close the gap. And we're gonna close the gap by moving through the subconscious resistance and also taking a lot of the action that maybe you already know you need to take. So I want you to feel into, in general, if someone were to ask you, how you been recently? I want you to feel into this, your mental, emotional well-being. Right now, you just have your score for how you feel in this moment. How have you been feeling in general? 1 to 10. Don't think about it. Don't do math. Well, this is going good. This is not going as good. No, just write down. How have you been feeling about your life? 1 to 10, write it down. And then I want you to write down physical health. And let's say 1 is the worst you can imagine your health being, like knocking on death's door. 10 is you have peak health. It's exactly where you want it to be. Where would you rate yourself in your physical health right now? 1 to 10. Write it down. And pause the video as much as you need to make your way through this exercise. Obviously, when I'm working with clients, I give them a little more space, but you have the ability to pause the video, so I'm going to continue to move through this material. Now I want you to feel into your career, not the money, just your satisfaction with how you spend your time professionally right now. 1 is you can't stand what you're doing. You wish you would have quit yesterday. 10 is you feel completely purposeful, satisfied with the work you do. That's a 10. So document that. And now I want you to feel, and again, we're going to close our eyes every time we do this, feel into your finances, that bucket of your life. Let's say 1 is the worst you can imagine them being. Can't even afford to buy groceries or put a roof over your head. 10 is you're abundant. Money's not a thought for you because you have everything you need and more. Write it down. Finances, how would you score yourself? 1 to 10. Again, stay out of the head, stay in the feeling. And now we're going to move into our relationships. There's a few buckets for your relationship. The first bucket is going to be your relationships at work. So anyone you're involved with professionally, I want you to write down. 1 is the worst these relationships could be, like can't stand these people. 10 is you're really satisfied with these relationships. It couldn't be any better. From 1 to 10, how would you rate those relationships professionally right now? Again, close your eyes, feel into it. Give it a score, 1 to 10. And now the next bucket within our relationships is our tribe. So these are the people who care about you for who you are, not just what you can do for them. Right? So close family, friends, leave out romantic relationships for the time being. So just close family, friends, the people that you feel held by. 1 is these relationships are non-existent. 10 is you couldn't be more satisfied with where these relationships are right now. Write it down. And then we're going to move into the final bucket, which is your romantic relationship. And so this bucket, whether you're in a relationship or not, I just want you to feel into what it's like when you think about your romantic life right now. Let's say 1 is the worst you could imagine being, like you're in the worst toxic relationship ever. 10 is you're completely satisfied. You're in your dream relationship. 1 to 10, give yourself a score right now. And once you have these documented, we're going to take the next step here. Now we know where we are. We're brought into full awareness. I want you to go back up to mental, emotional well-being, and I want you to write down 10 out of 10. And I want you to ask yourself, how would it feel if you could be at a 10 out of 10 mentally, emotionally? What would that be like? If you could get to a 10 out of 10, how would you do it and how would that feel? I want you to take a moment right now. You can write down some words, a sentence or two. Just kind of document, paint the picture of how you would feel. Do you feel free? Do you feel abundant? Do you feel joyful? Do you feel peace? What are the emotions that you want to experience when you get to 10 out of 10? And now your physical health. Actually, even before we get to the physical health, I want to help you grab some low-hanging fruit here. All right, we're going to go a little bit beyond what we do in the actual book right here. I'm going to help you take some action. Kind of, maybe I'll skip around a little bit as we go through this, but this is what I usually do in my coaching sessions, so I want to gift you the same opportunity to do that work. I want you to write down stop and start. Is there anything you need to stop doing right now in regards to your mental well-being? Any situations you put yourself in, environments, bad habits you have, either patterns of thinking or negative physical habits you have in the world. What do you need to stop? And as I go through these, if you feel like there's nothing there, it's fine. But I want to give you the space to document it. If there's anything you know you need to purge from your life because it's taking away from your mental health. So stop or eliminate or reduce. Write that down. And then start. Is there anything that you could start doing right now that you know that when you do these things, it helps benefit your mental, emotional well-being? Write it down. And again, pause the video. I know you need some time for this exercise. I'm going to move on though. Physical health and well-being. I want you to close your eyes and imagine 10 out of 10 physical health. Peak health for you, not compared to anyone else, not even compared to yourself in the past. What is 10 out of 10 health for you? I want you to write that down. 10 out of 10 physical health. Is it being pain-free? Is it having energy? Is it sleeping great? Is it losing some weight? Is it gaining some muscle? What is 10 out of 10 for you? And then again, I want you to ask yourself, what do I need to stop doing that is, or stop or reduce that could be pulling my score down physically? So this is low-hanging fruit. This is like knee-jerk reaction stuff. You probably already think about it in the back of your head oftentimes. And I want you just to write that down now. Okay, I need to stop this. And is there anything you know you need to start doing? You know, you need to start working out. You need to start going to sleep earlier. Whatever it is, whatever's going to benefit physical health, I want you to write down the things you already know. We're not even doing the deep work right now, but a lot of times we know what we need to do to get started. And if you can start to do these small actions you already know you need to do, and once we go deeper down the rabbit hole, it's going to help you quite a bit in identifying where your other areas of growth could be. Because these things are lingering. You already know you need to do them. Until you get past these things you already know you need to do, it's going to be hard to make more exponential progress. So write down, what do you need to start doing with the health? And I want you to feel into your career now. 10 out of 10. Write it down. How would you be spending your time in your career? Describe it in depth. And again, this is 10 out of 10. So, be a little audacious here. What would 10 out of 10 be like for you in your career? If you're working from inspiration, no longer working from obligation, what does that look like? Write it down. And then what do you need to stop doing in your career? What are the bad habits or the ways that you've been working that you need to stop, eliminate, or reduce that's going to help you get close to that 10 out of 10 in your career? And then what do you need to start doing? What's the low-hanging fruit there? What do you know that if you do these things, maybe being a little bit more proactive, maybe scheduling things better, whatever it might be for you, what do you need to start doing? Maybe you need to start saying no, right? Maybe start saying no to the obligation. Whatever it is for you. We're going to move right on to the finances now. Close your eyes, feel into it. 10 out of 10. What's different about your life? What can you afford that you can't afford right now? How's your life different? How does it feel? I want you to document. What's it like to be 10 out of 10 with your finances? And then asking yourself, okay, if I could stop doing anything that I know is pulling me away from that 10 out of 10 finances, is there anything you could stop, eliminate, reduce? And is there anything you need to start doing? So again, take your time, pause the video, document this. And now we're going to move into the relationships. In your relationships, I want you to feel into your work relationships. Imagine, close your eyes, 10 out of 10 work relationships. What are the relationship dynamics? Are you able to show up more authentically with people? Are you more deeply connected? Is there more ease? 10 out of 10, document it. Write down what these relationships look and feel like when they get to 10 out of 10. And then I want you to write down, what do I need to stop doing? What are the things that you're doing right now you need to stop, eliminate, reduce, that are holding you back from having these relationships really flourish? And then what can you start doing? How can you show up more maybe as a leader in your relationship, regardless of what your role is, to create the dynamic in these relationships you desire? And now we're going into our tribe relationships. So 10 out of 10 with close family, friends, the people who truly care about you and you care about them. If these relationships could be at a 10 out of 10, envision it. Don't put any limiting beliefs on what could be possible, because we're just playing in the realm of possibility right now. Write down 10 out of 10 looks and feels like this in my tribe. Maybe you have a certain amount of quality time together. Maybe you have more deeper relationships, more people who see the world like you do, whatever it may be. Write down what you need to stop doing to start creating more of those relationships or more of the depth that you desire in those relationships. And then write down what you need to start doing that's going to start to create that dynamic in those relationships. Because oftentimes it's about being more proactive and just more thoughtful. And then finally, your romantic relationship. So in this area, I want you to close your eyes, 10 out of 10. If you could create your dream romantic relationship, if you're in one or not in one, it doesn't matter. I just want you to imagine what that could feel like, what it looks like, and I want you to write it down, document what that's like to be in that relationship. And then notice any negative patterns you've had in romantic relationships. I want you to write down the things that you're going to stop, eliminate, or reduce that you know are going to be the things you need to cut out to create that relationship. And then the things you're going to start doing to proactively create this relationship. And so that's it. For the first session today, I just want you to step into this deep awareness of where you are, where you want to go, and the low-hanging fruit. Now, take a week between this video and watching the next one, and I want you to do this homework. I want you to identify at least one of those things that you're going to either stop or start doing, and I want you to start to implement that in your life right now. Start gaining some momentum through the action you already know you need to take. And any other inspiration that comes up, if you want to do more than one action, do it. I'd recommend not trying to do everything all at once, right? We're going to get there, but we have a 3 to 6 month window that you're going to be doing this program. So you're not in a rush. Just commit to what you feel like is feasible over the next week. And then I want you to come back here in a week and we'll be digging into the next portion of this training, where we're going to start to awaken your awareness, and you're going to start to sit deeper into your emotional experience, because that is where all the subconscious code is hidden. It's deep in the feeling, and the feeling is the only place that you're going to find that subconscious code and be able to reprogram it. So stay tuned. The next video will go into awareness. Thanks for watching this one. If you liked it, definitely subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you have any questions, drop them in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next video.